Hello and welcome to the show. As the video states, I'm asking, who are we? This video is part of a new segment I'm starting. I am fairly new on YouTube, but this is addressed mostly to men. It can be for anybody actually, but I'm talking about us men over 50 years old that have been through the mill. Uh, there's a lot of things that I want to talk about. I'm going to try and keep it brief, but we're going to be talking about who we are, how we got here, what was the turning point, and how we can get through it. And if I haven't formally introduced myself, my name is Al Maldonado. This is Turn It Up. As I said, it's going to be a brand new show, and I'm hoping that I can give other men out there, especially over 50, some good advice. Maybe you can learn from some of the stuff that I've been through. Let me give you a quick background. I've been married 3 times. I got divorced in my first marriage. My second marriage was 22 years. That was the best thing in my life. She passed away. I'm on my third marriage, presently going through a divorce. And it's been an up and down roller coaster of a life. I've been in business for myself. I've been through 2 bankruptcies. I've been on top of the money pyramid, and I've been on the bottom. I've actually slept in my car for a couple of weeks while I was going through that first divorce, and that was not fun. So I have a lot of background, and especially being a man over 50, I can actually look at it differently now and actually talk about it. Um, it was a point where I had to actually look at myself in the mirror and say, who am I? And that's one of the things we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about who we are, who you are, and talk about the moment, if you're there, when you crashed and burned, when you finally realized that I'm not so good, I'm not all right. Maybe I'm a little cagoots in the brain, and it's time for a change. And we're going to talk about that. And maybe some of the solutions I have may help you, maybe not. But these are my life's experiences. Well, let's see what happens. And I hope you stick around till the end. My moment of crashing and burning. Let's see. I had many moments, and it's just like I don't know if you've known a cigarette smoker or you've been a cigarette smoker or you are a cigarette smoker. You know it's bad for you, and you know that you gotta quit. And I personally have quit 500 times at least. I've lost count after that. It's just one of those things. And the same thing with life. You know things are bad, and you want to change it. You quit a couple of times. I quit, a couple of times. But I kept going. But I knew it was bad for me. And it's just the crazy part about being a human being. And with men, I don't know. I want to do a rant on that at some point. I just don't want to do it right now. But when I came to that moment, when I crashed and burned, um, this is probably my 50th time of crashing and burning. I had to look at myself in the mirror and say, what the hell are you doing? I think this was my last crash and burn moment was when I was 62 years old. I just left my last wife. I literally moved from Connecticut to Florida. And that was a serious turning point in my life. I had to do something. And I wanted to change my life. I had to get away from that situation. It was bad and it was toxic. And I can't put all the blame on her because I was there too. It takes two. I was allowing things to happen. So I crashed and burned, and that's the moment I just said, I got to break away from this stuff. I got to Florida. My life was better. I met a nice woman who took me in. Her name is Angela. You're going to hear a lot about her. And she fit all my boxes. She had no kids. She had no problems. She had no drama. She had lost her husband. So she was a widower as well. So she checked that box of understanding who I was as a widower. And I came here thinking everything was going to be all right just by moving, not realizing that I took all that baggage with me from, I lived in Connecticut, to here. And it became a problem. I I, it's hard to talk about because us men don't want to admit that we do have moments when we're down. We're brought up to not cry, to not show our emotions, and I'm old school. I'm a baby boomer, and that's the way I was brought up. But anyway, she's a great lady, and she was trying to help me through this, and I thought I was okay. And all of a sudden, all this stuff started popping up. It started bubbling up, and it took all of that bullshit from my previous marriage, which I'm still going through a divorce now, and brought it here. And that's when I looked in the mirror and I said, who are you? You have this great thing going on, this great person who's here to help you, this great woman, this great relationship. What the hell are you doing? Why are you ruining it? And long story short, I was like self-sabotaging myself. Um, I was on a show last night with my brother. My brother Jerry Maldonado has a show called American Mentor, and we were talking about patterns, patterns that we bring from our family when we're growing up. And some of my patterns that I realized talking to my brother on that show was, I love my mother. God bless her. She did the best she could. But anytime I wanted to do something, she would always tell me, you're not good enough. That's not going to work. You're not smart enough. And the amazing thing is, like, that sticks when you're a kid. It really does. It grabs onto you. So it it's, I got 64 years of that inside of me, thinking that I'm no good, I'm a bum, whatever the case may be. And when I came into this relationship, as it was growing and getting better and better, I kept saying, "Oh crap, it's getting too good. It can't be right. I can't do this." And I would self-sabotage myself. I almost lost her numerous times, and that was another moment of me awakening. It was hard. It was so hard. It took me. I'm not promoting a book. This is what saved me. The author's name is Chris Hinton, Hinton, and the book is called Who's Talking. This gentleman, it's not only for men, it's for everybody. He describes the emotions that we have, why we have them, and how to address them. That book saved my life. One of the things that I had a problem with was self-sabotaging. And every time I would come to a point where I finally realized that I was self-sabotaging myself, as the book states, who's talking, I would realize who is inside of me that's telling me that I'm no good, I'm this or I'm that. And when I started realizing where it was coming from, why it was happening, I learned I'm not overcoming it yet, but I at least I'm aware of what the situation is, and I'm working on fixing it. And I'm just saying that the book is great. It saved my life. He's on Amazon. He makes no money from it, and I'm not trying to sell this book. There's no links on the bottom. I don't do that right now. I can't. Who's Talking by Chris. I'll spell it out because I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Hinton, on Amazon. Who's Talking. But anyway, that's what saved me. And that's not the only tool that's in the toolbox for us men or anybody, as a matter of fact. It's what's up here. When you start becoming aware after you looked in the mirror and after you've crashed and burned, that's when you have to take control. That's when you have to start taking the steps to say, what's going on? Why am I thinking this? And when you address what it is inside of your head, work on fixing it. If, like with me, I was told that I was never good enough, anything that I ever did would fail, I had to look at myself in that mirror and say, no, you are good enough. You are better than this, and you will succeed. I mean, it took a long time. And also with my girlfriend Angela, she helped me. She kept saying, what's going on with you? Why do you keep doing this? You're in a safe spot. There is no bullshit. But you still keep coming up with things to sabotage this thing. And I know it's a lot of problem with a lot of men out there who think that they're not good enough, who think that they're stuck. And I'm just telling you, there is possibilities. You can get through it. How I changed took a lot. And the bottom line is awareness. You have to become aware of who you are. You got to stop looking at yourself as this monster, this whatever that you were brought up with. You know, the other thing is too is I don't let people define who I am. As far like I've had so many people talk about me. I could tell you stories about people who have been jealous of me, who have not liked me, that have told stories about me, and I used to have to always defend myself. Why? Don't bother. I know who I am. I'm a good person. I'm not the greatest looking guy, but I think I'm pretty decent looking. You have to do the same thing. You have to start looking in the mirror and saying, "No, I'm good enough." There's a reason for everything that's happening in your life, and you just have to figure out that reason. It may take you 30 seconds, or it may take you weeks or years, but you need to become aware of what's going on. You need to understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling. And you got to make a resolution to change it. You not only have to become aware, you have to come up with a solution to change it. Whether it be talking to somebody or counseling, who the hell knows? But I'm just telling you, you have to get to that point of awareness. And look at me. I'm there. I'm aware and I'm working on the problems. It's possible. You know, I've been through so much in my life. I hope you stick around. I got a lot of stories to tell you, and they're not just stories, they're reality. I can write a book, and I'm sure you can too. You know, life, people think that life is against them, and it's not. It's not against you, it's for you. It's a constant learning. I have taken every situation that's come up in my life and have turned it into from poor Al, to it's a lesson. There's a reason it's there. And that's how you have to look at everything in this life. There's a reason for it. If I made any sense, please just hit that like button. That would help me out greatly to continue these videos. But I'm hoping I am making sense to you. I'm pouring this out without a script, without anything in front of me. I got a couple of notes here to kind of keep me in track, but I'm sure I've gone way off track. And if you're still with me, God bless you. But I'm just telling you there's hope. You gotta, after you look in that mirror, you have to become aware, and you gotta start working on the resolutions. If you need help, reach out, send me a message. I'll gladly talk to you guys. That's what I do. I don't do it professionally, but I've talked to a lot of people. And by telling my story, it's by, people learn from me, hopefully. So, again, thank you. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next video.